Welcome to a Vanguard news video without the bullshit. Let's get started. We finally got to see how Victor will look like in VBT11 via its sleeve product, because the illustrator finally got paid. We got new wave of promo cards that will either make or break certain clans to the point of making players buy it off their locals. Berfulmezz Angel is an angel feather unit that lets you put her into your soul from rear guard to swap a unit card from hand with a card in your damage zone. This ability may only be used by a card with the same card name once per turn. She'll be out of a job after accidentally switching medical prescriptions for so long. Klan is a shadow paladin unit when discarded during your turn. Lets you place one card from the top 3 cards of your deck into your drop zone. And when it will be bound from the drop zone due to Claret Sword Dragon's ability, it will count as 7 bind units if your bind zone has 7 or more bound cards. Expect this promo card to be sold for $10 or more due to how it makes Claret Sword relevant again. REO is a Murakumo unit when placed on Vanguard. Lets you pay 1 counterblast to call one card with the same name as one of your units from your deck to rear guard. And during your turn, this unit gets 10k power on rear guard if you have another unit with the same name as this unit. Insert obligatory shadow clone joke here. HellTiger is a Dimension Police unit when boosted while on rear guard. Lets you pay 1 soul blast to stand this unit if you have a Cosmic Hero Vanguard. Aqua Force players are getting triggered that their mechanic got stolen. Fantasma Executioner is a dark irregular unit that lets you retire itself on rear guard. To retire one of your opponent's rear guard, then soul charge 2 cards. Basically Yu-Gi-Oh's Exiled Force but with benefits. Dolsia is an Aqua Force unit when placed on Vanguard. Lets you discard 1 card to draw another. And while on rear guard, it can attack from the back row if the opponent's Vanguard's power is different from its original power. Call me paranoid, but I think this card was meant to be a sentinel of sort due to its artwork, but got changed to a different ability at the last minute. Bushiroad is releasing a special fighter selection set, or VFS01, due to the shitty pull rates for VBT08 and VBT09 under the guise that VBT08 was sold out on the first week of release. 3 Mega Colony cards as well as their new marker mechanic were revealed for VBT10 to lure in their prey into thinking that Gredora is a waifu. Cradle is a marker that you place on the opponent's rear guards where units with the Cradle marker loses all of their original ability, gets their power reduced by its original power, and cannot boost nor intercept. And when a unit with the Cradle marker is retired, the user who placed the Cradle marker will add 1 card with the same grade as that retired unit from their deck. For a mechanic that deals with placing your cards onto the opponent's field, it seems pretty shitty to do in a time where social distancing is a must due to preventing the spread of Bermuda 19. Expect Bushiroad to require non-Mega Colony players to either bring their own Cradle markers or have proxies to compensate for the actual Mega Colony player. Gredora's biggest simp, Darkface, is also back. When it's placed, lets you discard 1 card to place 1 Cradle marker on one of your opponent's rear guards. And when it attacks, you can pay 1 counterblast to retire 1 card with a Cradle marker, and this unit gets 5k power for each grade of the retired unit. I can't wait to rule shark every player who used the Cradle marker's ability to add a card from their deck before declaring that Darkface also gains power because they didn't do as much of the skill as possible and in proper order. Sticky Bolas when placed lets you pay 1 counterblast to add up to 2 Darkface cards with different names from the top 7 cards of your deck. And when it attacks on rear guard, you can pay 1 soul blast to get 6k power for each of opponent's rear guards with a Cradle marker. Then if that power gain is 20k or higher, you draw a card. Careful boys, she could be a trap since she has sticky balls. Gredora once per turn you can pay 1 counterblast to place Cradle markers on up to 2 of your opponent's rear guards. And when she attacks, you can retire 1 of your rear guard to call 1 grade 3 unit from your deck to rear guard. Then both that and this unit get 10k power. We've gone full pop culture reference in Vanguard, since this Karen is literally calling her simp with little cost. Finally, we got some Cradle marker rulings, because reading is hard. But since I don't do those anymore, here's a quick summary. Cradle marker sticks to the unit, and not to the circle. Units with a Cradle marker can stand, attack, and move back or forward in a column. Units with a Cradle marker still gets power from Force 1, Axel 1, Axel 2, and Protect 2 markers. Units with a Cradle marker that have abilities when retired from rearguard will not be placed on standby and resolved. And that concludes this Vanguard news video. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments if you know a bigger simp in Vanguard than Darkface.